Welcome back.
Aló, aló, amigos. ¿Qué
Ho-
tal, qué tal?
I hope everybody is having a wonderful day or night wherever you are right now. We are back and we're basically just going to start a rebrand process of our channel. We originally called our channel the Idiosyncratic Podcast. We have came up with new and different ideas of kind of towards where we want to go, starting with this. It's not technically a new channel, but it's just a start of a new chapter in our lives, the start of the journey of into our minds, but more of our journey into our trading life. So, Nick, you got anything to say about that?
Nah, man, a quick little rebrand, just like teams, sports, and companies be doing. You know, we just got bought out. That's what happened. We're just changing the name.
We're just changing the name, and we're changing our strategy and changing our attack towards the new channel. Um, it's not just about trading. In order to become a successful trader, successful at anything, you really have to just change the way that you live your life and change every aspect of it and just attack things differently. We're looking at it from this standpoint, and we think that it's going to be beneficial for us and for our viewers as well, and everybody around us. So that's kind of just the gist of it, guys.
Yeah, we're mostly going to be an educational based channel, kind of teaching along as we go with what we learn individually and in our own trading careers and the short time careers that we've had. Some of us longer than others, but mostly just teaching everyone and trying to see how many other people we can help, because some information may be useful to some and others not, but that's basically what we're trying to do, document our journey of learning, and hopefully we could teach some people along the way.
Facts. And it's okay if you have no idea about what we're talking about. I'm kind of new and ignorant to this process, but that's completely okay. We want to just make sure we go step by step. You guys go step by step with us. Maybe there's questions you guys have that we can answer. Maybe there's questions that we have for you guys that you guys may know. So, yeah, pretty much. We're just going to look at a couple charts and kind of transition into what we're going to start doing right about now.
Want to go into the charts?
I'm down.
All right.
Okay.
So here we have the SPY. So let's just make sure that's adjusted on his end. And then you might have to slide that mice back. I'm unfortunately going to need the mouse. I just need you to fix it.
It's okay, guys. It's okay. Yeah, we're good. Appreciate you. We got some family in the background helping us out with this process,
Okay, there we go.
It's all good, though.
There we go. All right. So these are just some very simple indicators that a lot of people should be used to seeing. This is a 12-day moving average.
Okay.
So this is maybe not one that's common. It's the cumulative delta. It's it's one of the Greeks. Delta is one of the biggest movers of price. If I'm being honest with you, I never really understood this and how to use it, because the signal is kind of different than any of the regular ones like the RSI and the MACD, and they only correlate sometimes. And when they correlate is when it equals a strong signal. So like when this is green and this has bottomed and this is coming in and this is coming from the green to the red, which is this is positive. This is positive because it's oversold and it's bound to go in the one direction. You got oversold here and then got oversold again before. You got something like this in the chart. But a combination of all of them, meaning green cumulative delta, low point on the RSI, and then a cross on the MACD, all can be signals together to point you in the direction of an up move and potentially get some gains. But those are the indicators that I've used so far. I plan to either change them or simplify them or use a combination of more. I really haven't completely solidified my strategy and how I plan and want to base my trades off of. I want to be very systematic in the sense of if X, Y, and Z happens, then I already have a go-to in my system and an answer as to what I'm gonna do. But as you can see, the RSI is not very hard to understand. There's a high end, there's a low end, and then this is oversold, and then this is overbought. Mind you, things can be overbought for a lot longer periods than they can be oversold, because the way the markets work, usually when things are oversold for a long time, you'll have one or two bounces before the opposite move is bound to happen. But things can be oversold for long periods of times, like you can see here. This period right here, oversold, oversold, and it stayed in the area, oversold again, oversold again, oversold, oversold. The market is always in a positive bias in the up direction. Even in a downtrend market, it doesn't matter. It's more likely that this is going to happen than you're going to see this on the opposite and on the low end. And then the MACD is a very, very simple one to understand. When it crosses, it's positive, and when it's the opposite, it's negative. As you can see in the charts, it was positive here. You had a little bump. And when it came back in, it was negative. Positive again, get a jump. And then right here, crosses again, negative. And it goes down in the chart. So all of these you have to use in a combination with risk strategies and a bunch of other confirmations besides just these. You can use candlesticks. You can use other moving averages. You can use a whole mess of things. But that's the general, like, if I had to give a general summary, that's how I look at the chart. And hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of how generally to look at a chart. I know I didn't really talk about volume much, but in this indicator, it's the advanced volume bars. And what this yellow line represents is the average volume. And then obviously the green means buy and the red means sold. But that usually doesn't matter. If it's a high volume day, that's more or less what matters. If it's above average volume or if it's below average, that's more or less what matters more with volume. But that's a quick summary on the SPY and how I'm looking at this chart. And I plan to come out with more videos once I refine and finalize my strategy. Any questions, Mr. Chris?
I do have one question. So for everybody, including myself, what do you think is the initial first step into actually understanding this and trading?
The first step, price action.
Price. Okay.
What all these candlesticks are price action. There's people that only know how to read this. They don't know any of this below, but they know what this is. And price action is a combination of what the price is and also knowing candlesticks and also knowing patterns. So a part of patterns, let's see, I should be able to get one right here. A part of patterns or your graph should always be your lines, like there. And then you got another one. This one is one.
That's one pattern.
Yeah.
Okay.
A nice little downshaping wedge is how you would call it. Call it. Sorry. So if I would have been looking at this earlier, you would see what was happening here. You would have already had these 3 points, 1, 2, 3, and you would have had these two. So if it would have gotten here, the next line of support would have been here. And funny enough, this is where the RSI bottomed. This is where the MACD crossed. And this is probably also where volume rose. So you combine this little shape, this little pattern right here, with the RSI and the MACD, and then you have a buy signal right there just off of that. And I'm sure if I add the moving average, either the 50, the 200, or the 20, and I'm sure that there's a moving average here supporting that as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the way a lot of these things work, and the way people become successful at it is becoming algorithmic and having a strategy in place. So there's hedge funds that they run algorithms that basically trade for them. And what they do is they give these algorithm instructions based on the same things that we're looking at here in this chart and the same indicators. And what they do is they give them instructions that when when the RSI is this low, when the MACD is crossing, when the cumulative delta is whatever number, when the volume spikes, when the moving average that I don't have up here necessarily, when the moving average is here, there could also be a volume profile, meaning a volume profile means that there's heavy volume throughout this area throughout the year. That's what a volume profile. It means that most shares were being traded at this price exactly. If the volume profile is here, that means most shares over the last year were traded at this price. So it's a very significant level of volume. And basically those algorithms, you give them the instructions that when X, Y, and Z is met and all these requirements are met, you buy or you sell. And then after that, everything is usually systematically put in place that after 5%, 10%, however many gains, there's some type of way to slowly get out of that position as it goes up and or double down depending on how the system is made. But that's exactly how you win in the game of trading, by creating a system where you have no biases in between and you basically remove all your gambling instinct and emotions from the situation, and you solely trade based on your edge, basically meaning what you see as being fit in your system and creating success with that. Now, don't get me wrong, you may create 2, 3, 4, 5 systems before you eventually get to something that is actually going to work for you, but you never know until you try it out and until you get there. You're going to have to write it down on paper. You're going to have to log it into a chart or log it into a notebook. Log it in as your own information, your trades and everything. You're going to have to keep up with it. It's going to be just like going to school. It's going to be just like going to work. It's going to be just like anything else. It just matters how much time you're willing to put into it and how in depth you're really willing to go to be able to actually learn this.
Wow, that was a lot of information all at once. But I can see that pretty much just the gist of it is just being really consistent at this and just nonstop, pretty much. Don't stop what you're doing. That's what I understand from this. And pretty much also the psychology of it, right? Understanding and breaking down what everything really means in order to become successful and profitable, right? Pretty much.
Yes.
Okay.
Very, very, very robotic. This is how you win in this game. Very robotic.
Okay.
And it's very simple. It's as simple as I explained it, and it's as simple as you see it on the chart here below. It just matters if you let your emotions usually get in the way, because that's usually majority of traders' biggest downfall. I know it's mine's, and I know personally speaking for a majority of other traders, it's the same thing.
Okay. Remove all emotions. Got that. Got it. I also failed to mention earlier before that we transitioned from idiosyncratic podcast to T4L. If you guys just didn't catch it in the beginning, but that's basically what we're going to be rebranding our channel to. And this is what we're going to be doing from now on, consistently on a consistent basis every single week. Try to create as much content as we can and try to also influence and teach other people around us that don't know about this. And we're also going to be learning, we never stop learning as human beings. Every single day, there's always something new that you can learn that somebody else knows that you don't. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, enjoy Nick teaching a little bit about it. And I guess we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Most definitely, we'll catch you in the next one. And quick thing,
What's
before
up?
we end this, I just wanted to say sorry, Mr. Chris.
You're good. Do your thing.
The Instagram's going to be in the links.
As well.
In the description, sorry. I'm definitely going to put an edit and post the name at least at the end of this video. We're going to do the Discord. We're going to do the Discord, a TikTok. So
you guys can have
all the
access
socials
to all
are
of
going to
it.
be there.
Yes, sir.
So you guys are able to follow it and you guys are able to keep up with it. And I hope all is going good for you guys and that you follow us along on this journey with me and Mr. Chris and other people that you're soon to see on this channel as well.
Yes, sir.
So hope you guys enjoy the education, and I hope to see you guys on the Discord and on the social
Discord, TikTok, Instagram. We're gonna be universal. Peace.
Deuces, guys. Shabala, shabala. Other way. Other way.